I mean, I have pictures of what I looked like 8 days after that, and you can see the spine, my bruises down my spine, every vertebrae had a big bruise on it where it had just twisted me in the air. Then all of a sudden I lift up out of my body. I could see. I wasn't in any pain. And it did not matter where I was. So I watched them load me in the ambulance. And I figured I better go with me, okay, because it was a new and interesting reality. So I'd better go with me. So I cannot figure out how I was floating above the paramedic working on me. And I had visual range. I don't know how that possibly worked, but I did. And then the guy said, he's gone. And I thought, well, gone where? I mean, the paramedics here, the lumps down there, where's anybody gone? And then over my left shoulder, this spiraling tunnel. And it was moving whether I was moving or not. And I could feel myself being pulled down it. And I would move down this tunnel and I come in this place of bright, brilliant, beautiful light. You know, everybody will have an inner knowing, Alex, that they've been there before and that they know this place. There is no fear. And a lot of times when people have fear at the end of life, someone that they trust and know comes to get them. I looked down to see my hand, or I was going to look at my body because I'm steady. I'm in this place. There's not all that jitters going on with that dead guy. And I look at my hand and my hand was not there. And then as I focused, my hand appeared and I could see my hand. It's not like Michael Jackson with the glove on, but it had a shimmering essence to it. And then I saw a being, and that's the only thing I could describe these things as, a being, a radiant being. I can understand why people think wings because of the movement around that body as it was moving toward me. And my hand disappeared back into that shimmering silverness as I focused, before I left, and focused on the being coming toward me. When this being came to me, a sense of safety and calm rushed over me. And I always say it like this. You know, when you cut your knee and you're 4 years old and you run to your mother and it's got blood and she picks you up and sets you on the washing machine and she's to fix it, you know? That feeling is the feeling, no matter how old you are, that's the feeling that you get, that loving, compassionate sense of safety. And then I had what I think is the single most important thing about the near-death experience, other than it does happen, which confirms without any question that no one dies. It will not happen. This being took me to what I call crystal cities. You know, I have no other term for how I would describe it, because I remember driving into Denver one night about 2 a.m. and the houses were lit up on the sides of the mountains, and because of the fog, they radiated out, and that was the image that I put to that. And I got into this crystal city and I was looking at the architecture of it, and then these beings, these 12 beings appeared. You know, and I go through all the religious context of the 12 disciples, the 12 gates, the 12 pearls, the 12 tribes, all that. So 12 has got to be a significant position. And if you're a Tesla, 3, 6, and 9 are the variable numbers of how the universe operates in frequencies and harmonics. So it all kind of makes sense to me now. But each of these beings showed me a box. And what would happen, Alex, is that being would radiate. And there was a 13th being to my right. And that 13th being would designate, not in order, but designate a being to show me what became now is known as the prophecies of Daniel. I always call that section Nostradamus. I'm just some jackass from South Carolina. I know too much about me to be impressed. I don't deal with any of that. But what happened was I saw a series of events. Each one of them showed me a series of events. So here we are 45 years later, and I would say that we were in what I call box 12.